Hey guys, so I've been thinking, this just popped in my head earlier, and I thought, what if I turn my Storytime channel into an advice channel as well? So it's like I got stories and I got advice to go with the stories. Not necessarily every single time, but definitely like just some random advice videos here and there. And I mean, people have told me I'm very good at giving advice just because of how good of a listener I am. Like, I can pick up all the, stuff from you in one sentence and try to help. So today I made 5 ways to make yourself a better person just in general. And this is not from some website that I gathered or anything like that. I personally made it and just based off my personal opinion, experience, perspective, all that kind of stuff. I made it based on stuff that I've learned as a person. You don't have to agree with it. This is my personal opinion on just what I've noticed about people and about myself just over time. So, like I said, this is 5 ways to make yourself a better person. Just in general, overall, it helps you deal with things, be less stressed. So, number 5, don't constantly cry about your problems because it'll make people not want to be around you after a while. You need to learn to ask for advice in a more efficient and grown up way because the fact of the matter is that yeah, we all have bad days. Some days we all just need someone to talk to, and that's completely understandable. But you cannot constantly cry about every little thing because I used to have a friend who did that. And at first I cared about her. I just wanted to help her. But she did stuff like trying to hurt herself and just all this kind of stuff. And there is at some point when she clearly doesn't care. Like, I know that sounds really bad for a lot of people who've dealt with it, but she was doing it for attention 100% because she didn't try to get help. She didn't try to fix herself. She constantly said, like, oh, I want to go to a mental hospital. It's fun there. And, oh, I like doing this. It feels good. And it's just like a point where you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And I don't think that I want to be the person that people feel like they need to help. I want to be the person that can help. So if you guys would like to be the person that, people trust you, people look at you and think, man, they're strong, they're confident, they know what they're doing, then this is probably a tip you need to follow. Because if you go around crying every single day about every little problem, people will care at first and you will get whatever attention you want. But after a while, if you keep doing it, people are going to stop caring. And I'm not saying you're doing it for attention. I'm saying some people are. And because of that, people might think of you as doing it for attention. And that's not good. So that is tip number 5. Um, Tip number 4, you people need to understand nowadays that you can't just look at somebody and then judge them automatically. And I know that's really hard. I mean, I do it all the time as like a joke, like in my head. But the fact of the matter is that behind the person that you're judging because of how they're dressed or how they look, there is still a person. They go home, and you don't know what they go home to. Maybe they don't even go home to a home. I mean, and this is just from what I notice because people look at me and they see someone super fun, super happy, or like just someone who's off in the corner, don't talk to her. And they don't really know what goes on in my life. You don't know what goes on in people's lives. Just because they lead you on to think one thing doesn't really mean the other. And in fact, statistically, the most depressed people are the ones who are the happiest at school and all this other public place showing off that they're happy. So before you look at somebody, just don't judge them right away because you don't know what their life is like and they might need help. And they don't, you judging them just hurts them more and it's not helpful for anybody. You need to spread what you want to receive. In this case, you need to spread love because don't you want to receive love, right? Um, so yeah, that's tip number 4. Just don't judge people based on how they look. Number 3, if you get annoyed for any reason, it's your boyfriend, your best friend, the random person, take a second before automatically going off on them. And here's why. My class was talking about this, about a week ago. So, let's say there was a teacher and she said something offensive. She didn't realize it was offensive at all. She didn't mean it in an offensive way. But let's say you took offense to it and you just yelled at her. She didn't know she offended you. It's not like she purposely did it to hurt you, right? So you don't need to yell at her. You need to either tell her, "Hey, please don't say that," or go after class and be like, "Hey, what you said in class earlier really, it hurt me a little bit." And she can be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to." Because if that was me, I do not want to get yelled at for something I didn't even realize was bad. Because it has happened before. I've said things that I didn't know were bad, and people might have gone off on me, and sometimes they actually tell me, like, "Hey, I really don't want you to say that." Because I don't hang out with the kind of people that go off on every little issue. So, I feel like you just need to, like, think about things before you actually enact them, because that can cause a lot more conflict than there's needed to be to solve the solution. Um, Number 2, don't be friends with the cool kids just because you wanna be friends with the cool kids. Because the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, if you were the one who befriended the cool kids, they can drop you at any second. Because you weren't cool before them, right? So, instead of wasting all your time trying to be this perfect person that everybody loves, why don't you spend time building relationships that can carry on with you through the rest of your life when you're stressed, when you're sad, when you need help? You actually have people you can confide in instead of a bunch of friends that make you feel like you're not important enough to be your own person and to ask for help. It's not the end of the world that you're not cool. It's just you gotta be your own person in order to make a change in the world instead of just following the leader. You need to be who you want to be and not what everyone else wants you to be. And number 1, don't fight back a bully. Just ignore them. A lot of people are like, well, usually I'm told, like, you know, stand up for yourself. And it is not bad to stand up for yourself. If you have a good comeback, you hit them with it. But there's some times when you just need to chill, because they get more annoyed and offended when you ignore them instead of feeding into their ego. Because it's happened to me. People constantly bully me or make fun of me for some reason. I don't even look at them, and I can tell by their voice. They keep trying to get me to look at them, and I just don't, and it annoys them. Like, for example, my brother. If ever he constantly screams across the house trying to get attention, so that I yell at him because he likes it, I guess. And if I ignore him, he gets super mad. And personally, it's not bad to stand up for yourself. I can 100% agree that you do need to stand up for yourself sometimes, because there are certain cases where you need to put your foot down and be like, okay, look, here's how it actually is. You're wrong. But there are some cases when you just need to let it go, take a deep breath, and just ignore them, because that will make you look like the better person, like the better leader, and just in general, a more rounded, confident person that doesn't get worried over every little issue. And it's also help with stress. You're not going off with people every day. Maybe it's like every week. And then it becomes every month, because slowly you learn to just filter what needs to be dealt with and what is just some random people doing things. And I think that all of these, I mean, I have a lot more, but I think these 5 are pretty basic, and they kind of just map out just base founding for how to be a less stressful person and less stressed and unhappy. That's what this is. This is just the base. I'll probably end up adding on more later, but for now, this is just the base of the house. Um, I hope it helped you guys, and if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what other advice you would like to see me do, or if you want me to do a story time on something specific from Japan or something. Um, Make sure to subscribe, please, and tell your friends about my channel, because we're just growing, and I want to actually grow, because I think this could be fun. So, it's up to you. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.